How's it going, Scrub Gamers? Welcome back to another video here today at ScrubGames, and today we've got the first round of the RisingPhoenixOdyssey YouTuber Championship Tournament. So this is an event that Rising Phoenix, shout out to him, runs annually, and he started today, well, this week, the first round of the 4th season, and we were paired together. So So for the first round, I was paired against Rising Phoenix himself. And this is a tournament where you play each round with a different deck. So like this one, I'm playing my Mono-Black Skill-less Kidku list. And for once you've used the event, once you use the list, if you go on further, you can't use the same list again. So after using this Kidku list, if I go on further, I can no longer use this list again. I have to choose a different deck. So you use a different deck every round, which puts a bit of strategy and a bit more skill into deck choice and deck building and stuff like that. And it's a very fun event as well. I played in the second one, ended up coming second overall, only losing out to Super Shy Guy in the finals. Shout out to him. And I did have to miss out on the third one, even though I was going to enter it, because I had issues with my PC with my Mac, basically just crashing, breaking down, and having to wait until rebuild a new PC. So for this one, I decided to go for Mono-Black Skill-less Kidku because I didn't know what to expect, and it's the deck I've been testing the most out of the ones I've been testing out and enjoying. Because normally, most of the time, when we get a new set like we have been with spoilers, I get more hyped about the upcoming stuff because there's some stuff that's interested me. Like there's Piccolo, there's the Rildo, there's Cooler, like all these that interest me. I've been thinking about that, but I'm just trying to focus on decks for the webcam locals, and so like actually playing something properly, testing something properly is actually could benefit me because we're not going to be able to play these new cards at the upcoming regionals in June because they land on the same weekend as the release. So I've been trying to focus on other decks, and I thought Kidku is the one I've tested the most, and I thought I'd take this because I understand it a lot more, and it can be very aggressive. It punishes a lot of decks. Like it's very strong aggro, and it keeps a lot of it's got a nice way to awaken and stuff. So I thought I'd go for this because I'm understanding it a lot more, and I get paired against Gogeta Xeno, which is what RisingPhoenixOdyssey decided to play. So he went for it, Gogeta first. So I managed to win in light Dyro, which is lucky for me. I mean, I have full control, so it means if I win, I've got the advantage going into this game. And then if we do go to game 3, or at least on the last game, I'll be going first to give me that advantage as well. So I was happy with that. And I made sure this mulligan to keep at least the ball or the 1-drop. And I thought since I'm going first, and if I do use a unit to put 2 skillless out, I'm not maintaining a decent hand size, well, a large hand size as I could, and also they can always be removed as well quite easily with like his effects and stuff, because he can always go turn 1 forwarding, which is also what I was afraid of. So I decided to go instead turn 1, play this Goku, use it to get the ball, then use the effect of my lead to get the ball to draw a card, and just leave it there and keep a decent hand. Like as you see, after taking this damage, I have 7 cards in hand and this card on board. And I was tempted to combo out using the Goku, but I thought, no, it's fine. No, it's fine because if it stays there, like if he drops it and remove it, he's going to remove it, and at least that way, if he's attacking me, he's helping me awaken a little bit easier. And if it does stay there, if it does manage to stay there, it can get me more balls and more advantage. So it's more beneficial to leave it there. So I let that, and he drops his he did a Union Absorb, but it wasn't the forging, which is good. So you can put more pressure. It's just a blocker one to remove it. So he's still removing it, but he's giving himself a blocker and making use of his leader to draw. But he didn't have to. He didn't have enough. He didn't use the right targets. Not the right target. Sorry, I didn't use the targets from his warp because I think he did have enough in his warp. But he decided to use the one from 130k from his warp and 1 from his hand. Means he wasn't plussing in his hand from replacing itself. He was still managing himself. And he was also playing these 2-drop Gotens as well. The 2-drop overwhelms that we got with the Supreme Kai deck. So that was a 2 overwhelm 2, and it has critical, and that was in the warp more. And he used the Kai as well, which he's been playing, to give it more combat power because he's had enough life to make it 20k to push up pressure. And also then swung with a 16 drop, 16k rather than use it to help defend, because I can always forting off to just apply more pressure, put me down to 5. But then putting me down 5 is fine, because 5 allows me to have my token negates live, to negate a forting attack and get a token, which then he's got to choose between warping my token to keep pressuring through, or my forting, or every threat that I've got on board, because there is a war removal in his deck, but not too much. And I decided, normally I would take, in most decks, I would take a life with the Android 8 when playing these two skillless, so I can go down to 4 and I have my super combos live. But in this game I decided to keep my life, not take life, and keep my life higher, because he can always aggress very like on the clapback, which I was afraid of, because Gogeta is an aggro deck. So instead I just bring out the two skillless and then start pushing into his leader, try and push him down. And I'm always trying to be wary. I'm not trying to. I could have tried to go, which you'll see, push him down to 5 life, and as you can see I got the forting in the hand. I can always combo off a skillless and make sure I could to allow my leader to awaken, because of the fact that when I can awaken at 6 or less life, if I've got a skillless in my drop, because it's used to the permanent, so I can always combo off a skillless, which I can combo off the ones in rest mode used to the Android 8 to have the extra combo power after these have already swung, and get that skillless and drop to help me awaken high still, even though I'm at 5 life. And then my awaken is to untap 1, draw 1, which give me energy to drop forting. And I could have done that to push him from down to try to push him down from 5 life to 3. But the issue with that is, if he's got a token negate, he negates my attack, not letting me push, then puts himself down to 4. So he's got super combos live, and he's not down too low. And also then puts a token blocker on, which can be a choice of either warping this Gogeta, which can then apply some pressure on his next turn, or a token which then can stop an attack and reduce my amount of aggression I can put in. So instead I decided to just keep pushing through to get another 4, because now if he wants a token negate he's going down further, and I can keep pushing further, so if he does drop a token negate on any of my future swings, sure he gets the attack, but he has to take a life to do so, and then I can always drop the forting then to warp the token and keep play with a double strike. So after that I awaken, got 2 cards in life, putting the Vegeta in drop. I decided to use my leader's effect on the awaken, which is fill the ball, to draw 2 cards and discard 1. So I discard the Goku I had in my hand, because I want to try and get more pressure on the attacks to drop the Trunks. So this allows me to overwhelm, set up my Gogeta and Vegeta, well Goku and Vegeta to my warp, so now forting's live to put them back from my warp to my drop to unison for free for 1 energy, and also allow me to draw 2 and then warp stuffing, so it's getting me more further from my deck, drawing a lot more, and seeing more cards, having more options. And I think I decided to, I'm not sure, I can't remember what I decided to do. I think I decided it in the end to get rid of the martial melee. I think here I'm just choosing what to discard. I think, yeah, I go for the martial melee instead, because that's my last martial melee. But then I've got a forting, and I can also reward fortings later on, so I'm not worried. And now, thanks to the Android 8 here, I can easily combo off. I can combo off skillless in rest mode and itself in rest mode, thanks to its permanent. So I decided to combo off on the overarm swing the Goku, and then my leader has also an auto where when the first time it's combo skillless in the turn, it adds 5k combo power extra to it. So this puts this this Trunks up to 25, meaning I'm pushing him to use a lot of his hand out combo, which he's trying to stay at 4 life. And then also now I can drop my forting after he's comboed quite low on his hand, which also sets me up with 3 more in drop again, so I can do a Trunks overwhelm next turn easily enough as well, and apply pressure. So now if he doesn't use a token negate, he goes down to, if he used a token negate he would have gone on 3 and I would have warped the token, but since he didn't, I'm warping that 6 drop off the board and pressing 25 double strike on his lead. He does have super combos live, but then uses his super combos if he has them. He might not have them because he hasn't gone through much of his deck. He still has 30 cards in his deck, and this is pressure and double strike, which he takes. So while he's down at 2 life, he hasn't got any board. He's got 1 energy and 7 cards left in his hand, and I've still got a Never Swing but I now don't have which he now uses the token, which he might have got off of his might have got this off his life and use that to at least stop that. But then now, if he didn't have the token and I had pan, there is that option. But what I was going to do with that swing is, I was 20k from having the 5k boost from my leader's front side. On that side, I could have comboed off the Android 8 to get the 25 for free and still have 9 cards in my hand. Because as you can see, he's got 8 cards in hand with just a token on board and 1 energy. Well, I have 9 cards in hand, 2 cards on board, 1 I can still combo off, and 1 that's a threat he needs to get rid of, and still 2 energy, and I'm up ahead in energy. And I've easily also got in hand an Overwhelm to Overwhelm next turn, and if he does get rid of Forting, I can drop another Forting if I draw into it. I do also have Quetzalcoatl in hand, which I can use, but now since he's on 1 life, he's not going to have many token negates to help pressure if he does use those. And I don't think he does have many. I think he didn't in the deck have many negates that didn't play themselves. So I do main Quetzalcoatl in this list because it's very useful. When I hear, I'm just reminding him, just letting him know he should probably get a token, a token on board to represent the token rather than the extra card, because the extra card adds in this drop towards any overwhelm, because he's going to be focusing on overwhelm, as you can see with the Demagra. Because this Demagra is when he overwhelms, when he overwhelms, he can burst one, and then he can get wormhole, so he can overwhelm twice in a turn with this unison on board, because it counts for any leader that's any black leader that's either a god only or a Saiyan only, which this card is, because it's just Vegeta and Goku being pure Saiyans. So I just told him, and he managed to get the meta token because it's got the same stats as the Demon Warrior tokens, because we haven't got those yet. So he decides to swing into my leader. He just goes 15, so I come off the Android 8, just have free combo because I want to stay high enough. Because I want to keep. I have got a token negate, but I may want to use that for if he drops Forting, because then he's got a choice with Forting. Because I negate the Forting attack, so he's not pressuring to put me down from 5 to 3. Stopping the attack, playing a token, then he's got to choose between either warping my Forting to get rid of it, or get rid of my token so he can keep forcing through. But he does that without using Forting, because he drops this SS3 Tag Team Trunks. So this is overrun 3, and when it's overrun, it gains critical, and he's got an activate battle where he can discard a card send his card from his hand to his warp to give it double strike. And given that he's still got quite a few cards in hand, and it's crit and can be double strike, I don't really want to try combo out of it, because I can't use my super combo that I have in my hand because I'm at 5 life, and I don't really want to waste cards out comboing this when I could easily just negate and get the token. So I don't think, I think he's milled 1 Forting, so I milled 1 Forting off the Demagra, so I'm going to straight up negate that, because at least with Forting, I can get those 2 cards. Like, he doesn't have crit. This is crit and can combo up. I don't want to waste cards comboing. Whereas Forting, it can do 2 life. I can try and out combo it, and if not, I'm getting those cards at least for defense. So I decided to token negate that, and luckily I got a token negate off my life from using token negate, because I think there was one in my life. So I play 3. So I've got a token blocker now to help block his other attacks, and a token negate to use if needed as well. So he decides to go into the martial melee. I know Marvelous Might to get the draw from the lead, so I don't think he's seeing a Forting yet. So I think, yeah, because he milled 1 off his Unison's burst 1. And so I just got to easily block this, because just if I don't block this and try to combo out, which I don't really want to, because I can do it with the secret rare if I want to, but I'd rather not waste the time. I'd rather just block, because if he does have the Forting and drops a Forting, he's just going to remove the token anyway. So I'd rather just go ahead and block that attack. But he still does combo on the token, which is interesting. But then that is to put himself to 6 cards in drop, because that's relevant for overwhelm 6. And he could have another attack, but then he's got his Unison and a token, which is going to require combo power to push, so he might as well combo on that attack. So what he's going to do, he's finally got his Forting now, so he's going to grab his Forting from the Beyond All Limits. And on this swing, so he's going to swing at that 30. I'm considering if I want to stop it. So I could token negate, but then and I've got to put myself down to 3. Have a token negate, takes a life to stop the attack, and the tokens just get removed if he does drop 14, which I know he has now. And then if I stop that, if I can't out combo the, or choose not to out combo the 14, I'll be at 1 life, and then he could potentially still have pan, because I don't know what his secret rare is yet. But he uses both his overwhelms, but they're still at pan, so I decided to instead use a super combo to go to 25, and then I don't get another super combo unfortunately, and I've got to get the 35 because he just had the 30, so I decided to combo off the Quartz Kais because it's useless, and since I've got 2 trunks in my hand, I decided to combo one of them off, because with the balls and having that Xeno unison, I could always drop the unison, get 2 tokens, and these 2 balls in my hand allow to can make the 2 skillless 20k base to keep putting pressure, because he's already used his draw on its lead for when he union fuses to go ahead and get replace itself in hand. So he's easily got the fusing materials in his warp. So I'm not going. He's going to get down to 5 life if 5 cards in hand if he has, and he's got no more way to no more draw that I can see. And so he's dropping the 14. He's going to easily be able to swing, force me to use my token negate, and also get rid of my 14. But luckily I've got now 14 in hand. So he's down to 5 cards in 1 life, 5 cards in hand, which could have super combos. I don't think he's seen much, but he hasn't seen much of his deck yet either. Gets rid of my 14 now, so I don't have. So after I use an energy, drop another one. But he's only at 1 life, and so he can't use token negates. He's only got the cards in hand to combo power, but I know he's using the Kai and stuff to be able to to basically combo it easier. So he could have quite a lot of common power in hand. I'm not I don't know yet. Need to wait and see. So I was going to drop the 14, but I realised I need to warp first. And he's just shaking my token to show that see that I've got all 3 of my token negates. So I go to the first warp my drop to overarm the trunks to have the materials for my union fusion in warp to put the drop. And I managed to draw into 2 super combos and warp off the trunks because I've used my overarm turn, and I'm going to try and end it this turn anyway. So now I'm going to pay the 1 energy to put back a Goku and Vegeta skill-less back in my drop, so they're there for my unison if I don't have any in deck, which I can't remember, and I'll drop this. And then straight away, because he could have pan, there's enough targets on board, I'm going to swing at his lead first, also to remove his token, that's combo power, and so I can apply some pressure to just reduce his hand. So I haven't used my leader's effect yet to draw 2 either by revealing the ball and then discard 1. So I'd super combo to get another super combo, and I'm just looking the combo up, and I think that's enough. 45 is going to require him to use a lot of cards. I think he's lost 1 super combo. I think maybe 1 or 2. So look, so he's used 1 super combo and 2 of those cards. He's got 2 cards, 3 super combos. So he's got 1 super combo in hand. So that counts as out 1 super combo. But he's only got 2 other super combos and 2 Kais, and he needs at least. So he's got another super combo. So he's only got 1 super combo left after this. So he's still got a combo and there are 15k to out combo. Which if he doesn't have a Kai or super combo, he's using 5ks, which reduces his hand. So there we go. He starts on the 5ks. Common the Vegeta. And I think another 2 5ks are coming up. So another Vegeta, and then he just needs 1 more 5k to out combo. And that's it, there we go. So he out combos, but he's only got 2 cards left in hand. I still have quite a few more swings. So now I'm going to reveal the ball, draw 2 and discard 1. And I'm going to just drop off. I think, I choose to discard the Bardock Unison because I've got 2 energy and 2 unisons. Those both give me 2 more attacks and also 2 more skill-less, which can then add 10k combo to any other swing after that. So I'm going to swing with Trunks first because he hasn't dropped Pan. I don't know if he's dropped Pan or hasn't dropped Pan. Now he drops Pan to stop me off my battle card swings. But still it just shows to me he's only got 1 card left in hand. And I can swing still with Unison. So I decided on this one just to go 15k. Because either that ends the game there. Or if he's got 5k, which he does have in hand. So now I just play the Unison with 1 marker on. And then I think, I just go swing with that. Because then I still have my Unison swing. And all I've got to do is combo 5k up, which is the token I've got on board, and that's game. Because if he didn't have the Pan, and I had ways to keep defending, I would sack off this I'll sack off this Xeno to get 2 skillless, swing with those, and then either play the other Xeno to get 2 more 15k swings, to have all my skillless as 20k with the balls, to have like another 6, 7, 8 swings that turn, pressuring his lead of like at least 15 to 20k, or just swing with the 2 unisons through pan, and with the leader swing, just keep pressure and have those two skills from each of them as more combo power for the next swings. So that is it. Now we're going to decide and go to game 2, or I'll just skip over to game 2. Alright, so here we are going to game 2. Unfortunately, there's a little mishap on the way to get into game 2. Because when we did the whole thing of like starting a new game, putting siding, but I think he misclicked on clicking on the option to side, and so we just didn't have one. And where I was mid-siding through that, I think when I was using my side, it was counting for the game that we were going to play that we didn't play, and didn't actually properly side. So we had to redo it again, start another game, allowing ourselves to side so we can actually get our sides in. So because I noticed that I took my so for this one, I decided to take out my Quartzikais, which is how I figured out when I opened a Quartzikai in the start of the game 2, that it didn't recognize my siding. So I decided to take out, for this game, the 2 Quartzikais I have main, because they're not very useful in this deck. Like, especially how like I was, if I pressure him down, the only real thing that's going to trigger it is token negates, which then it costs me 1 energy just to make it discard 2 for 1 token negate, which still stops an attack and will stop another attack. I also took out one of the blocker Gogeta because he doesn't have much I want to remove for barrier, so I thought it was not useful. And also took out the Overwhelm SS4 Bardock because with the SS4 Bardock, I need to get 6 in drop to be able to trigger off, which is not too difficult to pull off. But also it's easily stopped by 1 token negate because it negates the first swing, the token negates the blocks the second swing. So what I decided to do is take out those 4. And put in, I'm trying to remember what I put in now. I decided to put in 2 Mecha Kabura because that could help hinder him for a whole turn by calling Gogeta, Xeno, and 6 cost to make it so he can't pull off any Union Fusions in that turn to stop him from drawing off your lead and from pressuring me or doing anything useful. And outside of that as well, I think I put in, can't remember what, I think we're going to see now what I could see if I can remember what I decided to put in. I think, oh yes, it was 2 Bardock the Tenacious. Because with the Bardock Tenacious, I thought that would be more useful than the SS4 Bardock and the extra copy of the Gogeta 6 blocker. Because that gives me another opportunity, still gives me more opportunities to overrun if I don't have the trunks. And also, if I could go on second, if I feel I can be pressured hard in one of his turns, I can overrun Tenacious, pressure with a 25k swing, and make it so he has 1 battle card swing for the turn, which does actually come in handy in this game. So for my turn, I just played a 1-drop Goku. Such spawn. I don't really want to pressure because if I pressure him enough, he can awaken on his turn. If I do the whole thing of dropping the Unison, pressuring with Unison, 2 skillless and a lead, I push him down so he can awaken easily and pressure me like really hard back on the next turn. I don't want to waste cards defensively, and I know he can drop like the Unison and get loads of overwhelms and stuff and pressure a lot. So I decided not to bother going for that and just go with the drop the 1-drop, get the ball, and swing with my lead just to at least do some damage. And so also if the Goku does stay there long enough, I can get more advantage off that. So at this point, I'm thinking like he's going first. He can potentially do a lot this turn. Since he can awaken, he can take life from his lead, take life from that 1-drop, and maybe play another card that takes life. So since he's only going 10k on that swing, I decided to combo off the Goku, because if he drops a 14, that's being removed anyway. It's done the job of getting the ball, and if I don't combo it now, I'm probably never going to get the opportunity to use it to easily combo out a swing. So I go off that first swing, then he goes for his Vegeta. He decides to go for taking a life to go 15, and I'm not going to waste combo power to try and combat that. I'm not using 2 cards out combo 1 little swing when I'm on 8 life, so I'll take that. I get what the I think I worked out I had 1 of each skillless in my deck in my life, and I can't remember. I think it was 3 of the Gogetas, the Scion Unisons as well. So I knew like up to 5 cards at least. I think I knew 7 cards in my life. So I take the hit and get one of the Goku skillless from my hand. So if I do Awaken, I've got that skillless in my hand for 10k combo. And for his warp on his front side, he didn't do it turn 1, which I thought was strange. But he did do it for the second one, and he lost 1 forting and got only 1 fusion target, which was the Overwhelm Goku, which he did charge that this turn a 30k Vegeta, so unless he's got another 30k Vegeta in his hand to go with that 30k in his warp, he can't really Unifusion this turn. So instead he's going to go for playing the Demigra, using its +1 to put 2 battle cards, black battle cards from his warp to his drop, so you can overrun because he's playing those 2 cost ones, and drop the Trunks. So I think it's +1. I think he should have 2 markers on. I think he's just forgot and hasn't put the second marker on his Demigra yet. But he is overwhelming into the Trunks, and because he's overwhelmed, the Demigra triggers, bursting once, so you can have Warm Hole now, so you can overwhelm another once again this turn. And this Trunks is a 10k double strike. So if he doesn't, I was thinking if he doesn't combo out, I'm just gonna combo off like the Kidku from my hand to combo out of it. But he does drop onto it a Kai, which because he's got 5 left in hand, he is pushed through for 20k double strike, and I'm not wasting 3 cards to out combo this swing when I'm at 7 life. So I'm just gonna take this one, and I know I'm not gonna get a token negate off my life because they're all in deck. And so but I don't know if he's gonna have thwarting. Because he's pressuring me down, and he's making it so I can easily awaken next turn. I can do a lot on my turn 2 to pressure, especially since he's on 5 life. I could potentially kill him next turn if he puts me down low enough. But here he decides to not do anything else, just end his turn, warp the Trunks, and then pass with 1 edge open. So I'm thinking he might have Petrification, like because most black decks, when they do put in the side, they have Petrification to help deal with things that have annoying skills, and even for barrier stuff. But he is out of range to be able to use Super Kamehameha, because of the fact that he's at 5 life, and Super Kamehameha needs him to be at 4 life. So I know I'm free to drop this 8 drop to help me get to skills and pressure more. And it's the only time, apart from an overarm target of Trunks, that he's going to be able to stop. But I think that's the only point in this turn that he's going to be able to hinder me with Black Kamehameha. So then I discard. Now I've got from a deck 2 more cards with the skillless. Now I'm going to use the Foresight Ball, because I always find it's best if you're going into your deck to do that first, then use the ball, so you've got more. You can see more things you want out otherwise. Because if I did it before, I could potentially get one of these targets, which I don't want in my hand. So I decided to just start swinging slow, swinging small. I think for this turn I decided, since like if I can't do too much, he could have Petrification to like hinder the thwarting and just hinder my turn a little bit. I decided instead of going for his lead, because I'm going second, I want to be more defensive. I don't want to go like too aggro and then down the clap back. And I don't have much defense. I don't have my token gates or anything like that. I decided to just control his board, so I'm going to go get rid of his Vegeta he had there, which what does put cards in his drop to overwhelm and then have life of his Union Fusions. I'd rather get rid of his board and not let him have that extra card there, and just push through. So now I'm deciding that I don't want to combo too much, so I just combo off the Vegeta because I already had 1 card in drop from the Goku, and now I can easily awaken. Now I've got skills to drop, and I'll go use my leader's effect to do the effect of reveal ball, draw 2, try and see if I can find that Trunks Unison, and then ditch a card. So I don't find the Trunks Unison, which is unfortunate, but I can still put the so I had to put that because I can't overrun 3, so there's no point in doing that. So now I'm thinking like I don't have the Trunks overwhelm to make my Gogeta drop on my thwarting live, but I can do Tenacious, so I'm going to have to combo 3 cards off. So I've got enough in drop, and then also I can still come off the 2 guards on board thanks to Android 8's skill. So if he doesn't negate this attack, then I can combo off these cards on board, so he doesn't negate the attack. I do mistakenly try and go for a super combo, forgetting I'm at 5 life, and I would have found the Trunks, which is annoying, to do the overwhelm, which I would have been fine of. Just continue through and pressure to kill him on his to take out his board. But then he does remind me that I'm at 5 life, so I put back the 2 cards that I would have drawn, grab back the Gogeta, which is the card that I did try to put back, and put the super combo back in my hand. And then I think I do shuffle my deck as well, because now I can know the order and stuff. So looking at it now, like thinking I can't use any of my free super combos to draw, try and see if I can find the trunks. And the only ever play I can really make this turn is either play the Kidku to look for an board deck for more, give myself more resources, or try and help me survive his turns. I'm thinking what I want to combo off. So I know I can combo these 2 on board, but I was just figuring out what else in my hand I can use. I can combo that I don't really want to put the 6 in my drop, so I can Tenacious to have another swing to get finish off his Unison, and also allow me to defend his next turn a little bit easier. So let's decide to combo off the Gogeta, because as I said, I started out 1 out because it wasn't useful in this matchup. And then the 2 cards on board, come off the Skill-less, which also makes it a 10k, which is my leader's also. And then come off the Android 8. And now I can overrun to Battle Tenacious, meaning that his auto comes into effect, where he can only attack in his next turn once with battle cards. So I'd have to worry about a whole slew, because he's going to go in the 3 energy in the next turn, unawakened as well, so he's got 4 energy to use. And yeah, it could aggro very hard next turn, especially with the Migra and multiple overrun. So I had to try and finish off the Migra, which he doesn't negate, so I managed to kill it and put that Nimbus effect on him for the next turn. Because now he's going to charge turn, have 7 cards in hand, have his leader's Awakening still, so he can still make use of 3 energy and potentially go wide with a board. But he's only got 1 battle card swing thanks to Tenacious. And he's got overrun in his. He hasn't got in his warp enough materials to do the Union Fusion, so he's gonna have to use from hand. But he has got the ability to Union Fusion on both sides of his lead after from his unawakened side and his awakened side. And here I got a little bit confused because he drops the trunks, but he taps 1 energy and then plays his trunks, and I'm unsure if he's playing by overrun or trying to hardcast it. So I ask how this was played, because now he's tapping in a 2nd energy and dropping 14. So I was a little bit confused here about what this cost is paid for. So I just asked how was trunks played, and I think he just got a bit confused about with the energy. So he's trying to shorthand 14, but didn't just do the energy wrong. So he's going to overwhelm. So basically going to overwhelm into the trunks. Just making sure. So he's going to overwhelm into the trunks to get those warped to go in. So 14 is live for free to basically use his warp to drop rather than use any of his hand. And yeah, pay the 1 energy, return the Goku and the Vegeta from his warp to drop for the Gogeta's Union skill. The play itself, have Warting on board, draw a card from his leader so he's not minusing it from his hand at all, for the Forting anyway. And so he can't attack with both those cards, but he can still set up to drop the Forting to do some actual pressure at my lead. So no response to that. So no energy for counter plays, no free counter plays at black really. And so he gets to replace the card. He can awaken as well, but he can't use as much. He can't make use of his free energy as aggressively and as well as he would if he was able to attack with more than 1 battle card. So Tenacious actually put a little bit of work in here, and it's actually a good call aside. So Swing was the leader first, and I'm at 15k and he's at 10k, so he's got a combo out of up to this. And with this swing, if he does he's got to decide now. If he combos up to actually put damage in, I'm going to take that hit, go to 4 and have my super combos live to help combo out the Forting. But I think he decides to not use the effect. Yeah, he ends up just going no combo, just 10k into 15k. So I don't have to worry about any combo, and he just used up one of his 2 possible swings he's got this turn, which is fine by me. I'm not worried. So so he is now trying to use the effect, obviously, to warp up to 5. So he's just thinking, because the reason he shook his lead is because he used the effect to draw a card and he decided to take a life, so he's gone out of 2. So he's put himself even further down, which is surprising, because I can aggro down quite hard next turn. Even going through, because I know his secret is pan, so I don't have to worry about anything like lineage. So I can always drop a 14 next turn, swing, warp his 14 that he has on board, and put like pressure potentially all in with the 14 on double strike. And if you just drop pan, I've still got unison swings and leader swing as well to finish off. And so after that, after swing his lead and not, I'm just going 10k, not really trying to push through damage. He does use his leader effect, which I think he hits a few things. He loses a super combo, which I'm glad about. So I think now that's 2 super combos gone. I think it might be 2 super combos. I think I'd check again. I have to wait and see if I check again because I can't check now. Because you got 9 cards in hand and 1 battle card swing left. Well, I've got 10 in hand, 5 life, and nothing on board from his thwarting to warp. But he's unifusing again to get the draw on the awakened side now, and get his blocker out. So he's not warping anything, but he's at least replacing itself from his hand. He's not losing anything, and putting a blocker on board. So now he's swinging with his my lead with the thwarting. My super combos aren't live, and if he puts a lot of effort into this, I'm not gonna try out combo. But surprisingly, he combos a Freezer Imperial, the red Freezer, giving it crit. So now it's a double strike crit, 5k power, and then a super combo on top. So that's at least. Well, so he's lost. I'm seeing that he's lost 1 Vegeta. He's lost at least one Vegeta, 1 Kai, and yes, he's lost 1 Vegeta and 1 Kai. This never super combo means he's got at least 2 more super combos left to defend my turn, and I'm gonna go ham my next turn. But he's pushed this now up to a double strike crit, so that's at least 40k, 45. That looks to be 45k double strike crit. But it's not the end of the world because I'm at least at 5, and not wasting cards to combo out. So I'm just gonna do that, and I don't lose much. I lose 1 Unison, which I'm not worried. It wasn't gonna be combo power anyway, and 1 good overrun, which I am a bit bummed by the secret identity being warped, because that's a good overrun. Because I could use that as an overrun to then warp the blocker that I can then swing with the thwarting and then warp the thwarting. So now I draw my token negate, which is a bit too late. But it's not the end of the world. It's still a card that I can use. I could have charged it then, heat 5k, but I thought just in case I can't kill him in this turn, because I know he's playing Pan Secret Rare. And he could counterplay something on my swing, dropping my thwarting. I did want to keep all of it just in case. Don't want to lose this. Don't want to charge a token negate. It could be useful to then regret it later. And at the very least, I can always put it back with a super combo. So swing his lead. I don't think he does use a negate. Yeah, okay, he does use power burst to stop the attack, taking a life instead of paying the energy, which I thought was a little bit odd. Maybe it's because he's got 10k combos in hand. So he's negating the attack, and in this case, I decided to not go for the since he's got thwarting, and he's negated the attack. He's still got quite a few cards in hand. I decided to, and I haven't got the most aggressive hand at the moment. I decided to just go ahead and warp the thwarting so as on board just for next turn instead of token blocker, and then use my lead effect to transfer 2 more cards, get the Trunks overrun, which I wanted to have an overrun to make the put back in just because I lose thwarting for next turn, and also draw more cards. I have 2 token negates, so I know I feel comfortable. So I've got 2 token negates to at least take 2 life to help defend his turn and get 2 token blockers, or even use my energy if I don't use my energy. So here I decide to, and also it gives me a another 50k swing. So he's got 9 cards in hand to combat, but he's only on 1 life. So I get 1 swing that goes through and he doesn't block, then I'm just going to go all in. So with this one, 15 Kai, I'm just thinking about what he's got now. I know he's got 1 Kai to help out combo. He's lost 2 super combos. And he could have, he could play up to 4 Kais as well. So he's not negating, he's not blocking. So I decided to try and pressure up a little bit and go combo in a few. I think I go for another super combo to try and put a bit of pressure in, because because he's on 1 life, he's got to combo out some of this, and this gets to either reveal all the super combos, the other two super combos he could have in hand, and see what he got combos out with. Because he can't use the Kai yet, because he's still got quite a few cards in hand. You need to have at least 5 in hand when you combo it to combo out. So being at 25 means you have to use a super combo to 5k, or quite a few 5ks, and in this case he has to use 3 5ks. So I just dropped out 3 cards from his hand using this using the trunk swing. So I'm going to swing its lead, and this one he does decide to block, which you'll see in a sec. He does decide to block this one because this is a lead swing, and this one he can't really interact with it at all. So he's going to block this, and I'm thinking, do I just leave it and not combo out, or do I combo up 5k to kill this just in case? And I'm just thinking, I can't overrun this turn anymore because I've already overrun trunks. So I do combo off. I don't want to use a skill-less or anything like that. So just combo off Tenacious because I've already overrun this turn, and trunks will be more useful for next turn. Just help for being cheaper overrun, and also as well as that, being one that helped me draw more cards. Now I'm thinking he's got 1 Kai in his hand, and he's only got 5 cards in his hand, 6 cards in his hand, 1 being a Kai, and he's only 1 life, and I could pressure. I'm just thinking, do I go all in with a, because I know he hasn't got lineage. He's got the pan. The pan can't be dropped, and he hasn't. Like if I go in quite hard, I can go in a skill-less, put at least a ball behind it, and I got 2 super combos still to go in. So I decided, right, I'm going to go for it. Drop the 1 drop skill-less. He doesn't have anything for it, not a super Kamehameha, and so I swing its lead, and he doesn't negate. So I have to go 1 super combo, but 1 token negate back. So I think if I'm going in, I'm going in now. I get another token negate to put that back and draw 2. Still get combo power, and it's like, right, I'll go all in. Use the 4-star ball to at least make the skill-less 20k. So that's a 20k skill-less. That's his 40k combo. Combo skill-less, which with my lead's effects, the first skill-less I've comboed this turn gives it extra 5k combo power. So that's another 10k. So that puts up to 50, 60. 70, 75, so 20, so we've got 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 75k all in, and even on the this is going to cost a lot of cards from his hand to out combo, so he's got to out combo this and then be able to and then try and kill me next turn, which has a lot of 3 life, and I have a token negate in my hand, so I can defend. I still got some defense for his next turn, and he won't have many resources. So to see if he can out combo it. So you're saying now if I combo out game 3, and we'll see, as in we'll see if he can combo out, because I'm not sure, because he's only got 2 super combos left in his deck, because he's already used he used and lost 2. So he goes with his first super combo, so that comps out 1 of my super combos. So I can get 1 point now. I'll move the cards away as he combos to say like this is what this equals this out, this equals that out, to work it out. So that's 1 super combo, that's 2 super combos. So he's seen all 4 super combos, which is nice to have for defense. So that counts as my 2 super combos. So he's still got and he's got 1 Kai. So I know that he's combo out my 2 super combos and my skill-less. That's 10k. So he still got combo out of 10k from my 10k at least from the skill-less being 20k, and then 5 more 5k combos from the other skill-less. So start moving out. So 1 super combo, 2 super combo is 2 of those, never 2, so that's what he's comboed out so far. That's what he's comboed compared to my combo so far. So 2 skill-less, 2 5ks, never 2 5ks, which counts as those, a 10k, and yeah, unfortunately he's 5k off because I matched at least 75 where I needed to get 80. So unfortunately that is a loss for Rising Phoenix and a win for me. So taking it 2-0 with Kidku. And I do like this because Kidku just seems to have more flexibility, but he was running a different kind of build as you normally see for Gogeta Xeno. That's why, that's why there wasn't much, and it just dropped off there because it just ended. But that was it for today for the for this round of the Rising Phoenix Odyssey tournament. So thank you all for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And also by subscribing, it helps me get to my goal of 1,000 subs. I'm going to get there, and currently a further way there. And also as well as that, by clicking the notification bell, you'll get alerts as to when my videos drops. And I'll have more rounds of these as well as I go on, because I won that one, so I'm still in the winners bracket, and I'll have to play a different deck. I think I've got to buy for the next round, because for the opponent I'm supposed to have for the next game, it still needs to be decided with another game. So I'll get a buy for the next round, but then for the round after, I'll have to choose another deck, which I'm still thinking about what I'm going to be running for it, and I'll have that recorded and put up as well. And I think with this event, it's one where it's a double knockout. So if I lose in this bracket, if I lose, I go to the losers bracket, and if I lose the losers bracket, I'm out. But if I don't lose the losers bracket, I can go on and try and get myself back up to go for the finals after that. Once again, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for Never Games. Bye for now.